Hey everyone, and welcome back. Did you know that one bad sales hire, just one, can cost a company like tens of thousands of dollars? It's crazy when you think about the lost revenue and wasted resources.
And yeah, that's not even, like including those intangible costs like
Yeah,
team morale or even damaged client relationships.
exactly. So to help you avoid making those, really costly hiring mistakes, today we're diving deep into this blog post from the Sales Experts. It's called 8 Things You Must Do Before You Hire a Salesperson.
Right. And we're going to break down those key insights and
Yeah.
kind of offer some practical advice that you can immediately implement.
Awesome. So the sales experts emphasize before you even post that job ad that it's important to lay a solid foundation.
Yeah, it's like building a skyscraper. You can't just start, stacking floors without a blueprint. You really got to understand that, like the ground beneath.
I love that analogy.
hmm
So let's unpack this foundation a bit, starting with their first point. Clearly define the sales role.
Yeah, it's more than just like a simple job title. You need to go deeper, get granular.
Yeah.
You got to outline those like specific responsibilities, daily tasks, and of course, KPIs for the position.
It's really about painting that vivid picture of what success looks like in the role.
Yeah, and that includes, thinking critically about the skills, the experience.
Yeah.
For example, are you looking for a hunter who's really good at generating leads? Or are you looking for a farmer who can nurture those existing accounts?
hmm
Or do you need someone like a hybrid? Can they do both?
That's a great point. And the sales experts also remind us, to think about the sales environment.
Yeah.
Is it a fast-paced, high-pressure setting,
Yeah.
or is it more about like building those long-term relationships?
Yeah, knowing the environment can help you define not just the hard skills, but also the soft skills,
Right.
the resilience, the adaptability,
Yeah.
the communication,
Mhm.
that'll allow someone to thrive.
And that leads perfectly into their second point, creating an ideal candidate profile.
Yeah, this goes beyond just like checking boxes for years of experience or
Mhm.
specific software knowledge.
hmm
It's about identifying those like behavioral traits, those
Right.
personality characteristics that align with your company culture and your sales goals.
It's like assembling like a championship team. You need the players that complement each other's strengths, communicate effectively, and can work together towards a common objective.
Exactly. Think about your top performers. What qualities make them stand out?
Mhm.
What's their communication style, their work habits, their approach to problem solving? You really want to try to capture those elements in that ideal candidate profile.
So the sales experts highlight this point that often gets overlooked. Understanding your own sales process before you even bring someone new in. Why is that so crucial?
Well, imagine bringing in like a star quarterback, but you don't have a playbook. You don't have a cohesive offensive line.
Right.
They might have, all the talent in the world. Mm-hmm.
But they're set up to fail without that like proper structure,
Right.
that support.
Absolutely.
So before you even look at resumes, map out your entire sales funnel from the initial contact
Right.
all the way through closing that deal. Break down each step
Yeah.
and identify any potential bottlenecks, areas for improvement, and specific skills needed for each stage.
Having that clarity, it not only helps you, evaluate candidates more effectively,
Yeah.
but it also allows you to then create, that targeted onboarding and
Right.
training program once you've made the hire.
Yeah, exactly. And that actually segues perfectly into their next point,
Well,
which
wait,
is
hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break and be right back to dive deeper into the sales experts' advice on setting clear performance expectations and building a winning compensation plan.
setting clear performance expectations, like right from the start. This is actually point number 4 from the sales excerpt.
Yeah.
And it's all about like defining what success looks like, but in like quantifiable terms. So we're talking about establishing KPIs and setting those, all-important sales targets.
Exactly. Think about, metrics like revenue generated, number of deals closed, average deal size, things like customer lifetime value or lead conversion rates.
Mm.
Those are like the objective measures
Right.
that allow you to track progress, identify areas for improvement, and of course, hold your sales team accountable.
And as the sales experts point out, transparency is key here.
Oh, for sure.
You need to make sure those expectations are like crystal clear
Totally.
from day one.
Absolutely. When everyone's on the same page about what success looks like and, how it's measured, it really fosters a culture of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, drives performance.
It's speaking of driving performance, let's talk about compensation. The sales experts actually call this a potential deal breaker.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on like crafting a compensation plan that attracts, top talent and really motivates that peak performance?
Well, compensation is more than just a salary. It's like a strategic lever
Okay.
that can be used to really incentivize specific behaviors
Hmm.
and outcomes.
So it's about aligning those, financial rewards
Yeah,
with your overall sales goals.
precisely. The sales experts suggest like a balanced approach, one that includes a competitive base salary,
Hmm.
but also a motivating commission structure that rewards hitting those, KPIs we just talked about.
Right. They also mentioned considering performance bonuses or other incentives, for exceeding expectations.
Yeah, those can be super powerful motivators. But the key is to keep it, simple,
Yeah.
transparent, and easily understood by your sales team.
Makes sense. And of course, regular communication and performance reviews are crucial
Oh,
to
absolutely.
make sure
Yeah,
everyone's on track and feeling valued.
totally. Now, once you've made that hire and they're, on board, the sales experts really emphasize this next point,
Okay.
onboarding and training
Okay.
for sales success.
So this is where you kind of set your new hire up to win, right?
Yeah.
It's not about just like throwing them in the deep end
Right.
and hoping they figure it out.
The sales experts advocate for a structured onboarding program,
Okay.
something that, gradually introduces them to your company culture, sales processes,
Yeah.
Product knowledge, and any of those relevant tools or technologies.
They even suggest like creating a 30, 60, 90-day plan to kind of guide their progress,
Yeah,
set clear milestones along the way.
that's a great idea. It gives them like a roadmap for learning,
Yeah.
helps new hires feel supported and confident as they ramp up.
And that structured approach, it benefits the company too, right?
Oh, yeah,
By accelerating the time it takes for those new hires to become, productive members of the team.
for sure. And speaking of team dynamics, the sales experts bring up a crucial point about, culture fit.
Okay.
It's not enough to just hire someone with the right skills and experience. They also need to like mesh well with your company's values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the existing team dynamic.
They actually use a really powerful analogy, like a top scoring player who disrupts team chemistry.
Right.
Their individual talent might not be enough to like compensate for that damage.
It's a great point. You need to assess, will this candidate thrive
Yeah.
within our company culture?
Right. And so the sales experts offer some, useful techniques for evaluating culture fit.
Yeah.
Like behavioral interview questions
Mm-hmm.
involving team members in the hiring process,
Mhm.
and even like conducting trial periods or work simulations.
Those are all excellent strategies for getting a more holistic view of the candidate,
Right.
beyond the resume and those interview responses.
And finally, the sales experts remind us about, the importance of due diligence.
Yeah, this step is all about verifying that information a candidate has provided.
Yeah.
And kind of digging deeper into their past performance.
So it's not about like trying to catch them in a lie or anything like that.
It's about gaining a more complete understanding of like their work ethic, their approach to sales, how they've handled challenges in the past.
The sales experts strongly recommend checking references
Mm-hmm.
and asking targeting questions
Yeah.
that reveal insights into their track record of success, their ability to build relationships, and their overall professionalism.
So to recap, we've covered 8 essential steps from the sales experts on how to hire those, star salespeople for your team.
Yeah, we talked about defining the role clearly, creating an ideal candidate profile, understanding your sales process, setting those clear performance expectations, establishing a motivating compensation plan, onboarding and training for success, assessing culture fit, and conducting thorough due diligence.
These are all like crucial components of building that high-performing sales team
Absolutely.
that drives revenue and fuels your company's growth.
And what's remarkable is like how each step kind of builds upon the previous one.
Yeah.
It's like this holistic approach that takes into account, both the tactical aspects of hiring, but also that strategic alignment with, your company's overall goals.
I love that perspective. It's not just about filling a position, it's about investing in someone
Right.
who will contribute to your long-term success.
It's about bringing on like a future leader
Right.
who will help shape your company's trajectory. And speaking of shaping trajectories, I think it's time to, turn the conversation back to you, our listener.
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground today. And I'm curious to know, What stood out to you the most from, the sales expert's advice?
Yeah, was there a particular point that, resonated with your current hiring process or maybe something you'll be implementing for the first time?
We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And while you're reflecting on that, I want to leave you with one final thought from the sales experts.
Think about the best salesperson you've ever worked with.
What made them stand out?
What qualities did they possess that made them so incredibly effective?
Hold that image in your mind as you embark on your next hiring journey,
Yeah.
Use those qualities as a blueprint
Yeah.
as you search for your next sales superstar.
Because hiring isn't just about finding talent.
Right.
It's about finding the right talent, the
Yeah.
talent that aligns with your vision
Yeah.
and propels your company towards even greater heights.
Well said. We hope this deep dive into the sales expert's advice has given you some valuable takeaways for building a winning sales team. And remember, hiring isn't just about filling a position. It's about finding the right people who will contribute to your long-term vision and help you achieve those, ambitious sales goals. So go out there and build that dream team. We'll catch you on the next deep dive. Yeah, it's like those intangible qualities can make such a difference.
Absolutely. We often get caught up in those hard skills, but it's, those soft skills.
Right.
The ability to connect, build rapport, really understand the client's needs.
Yeah.
That sets those top performers apart.
And the sales experts, they really hit on that point when they talk about, aligning that ideal candidate profile with your company culture.
It's more than just, finding someone who can close deals. It's about finding someone who embodies like your company values,
Right.
who can authentically represent your brand.
And that leads to, building those long-lasting relationships
Right.
that drive sustainable growth.
Yeah, building trust, creating those win-win scenarios where both parties feel valued.
Absolutely. The sales experts, they provide like a roadmap for creating that kind of environment,
Yeah.
starting with, clearly defining the role, setting those crystal clear expectations.
And then equipping your sales team with the right tools and training and support they need to succeed.
By investing in your sales team's development, you're investing in like the future of your company.
And remember, that pursuit of sales excellence, it's ongoing. It's not like a one-time fix. It requires continuous learning, adaptation, and a commitment to refining your strategies as the market evolves.
And that's where resources like the sales experts can be so valuable.
Absolutely.
They provide those insights, fresh perspectives, expert guidance.
Yeah, to help you stay ahead of the curve.
So whether you're, just starting to build your sales team or looking to take your existing team to the next level, remember that, that journey to success starts with a single step.
And sometimes that first step is acknowledging there's always room for improvement.
So true.
Keep that growth mindset, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of, investing in your sales team's success.
Well said. We hope this deep dive into the sales expert's advice has given you some valuable takeaways for building a winning sales team. And remember, hiring isn't just about filling a position. It's about finding the right people who will contribute to your long-term vision and help you achieve those ambitious sales goals. So go out there and build that dream team. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.